The next day, my brother said he wanted to spend all day in bed. I said, you can't do that. You'll go mouldy. And he said, I'm fed up with this holiday in Germany. I'm just going to spend all day in bed. So I said, well, maybe we ought to go and ask old man Horst for some medicine to stop us being bored. Yeah, said my brother, and he jumped out of bed and he had all his clothes on, even his shoes. He had got dressed while I was still asleep. Ta-da! How's that for an Owlyglass trick, he said. Well, come on, I said. Let's go and ask old man Horst for some medicine to stop us being bored. So after breakfast, and after Mum and Dad had gone off to do their work, we went down to old man Horst. The first thing we said to him was, have you got any medicine to stop us being bored? And he said, well, boys, we haven't sorted out your medicine for being bad yet. Well, which one should we have first? I said. Well, maybe you should have both at the same time, said Horst. Right, we said. Well, I'll see what I can do, said Horst. Now, are you having an Owlyglass story today or what? Owlyglass story, please. Right, said Horst. Till Owlyglass was running away from Magdeburg and heading for Brandenburg, and all the money he had left was 4 shillings. As he walked along the road, he came to an inn. There he sat down and watched to see what would happen. He hadn't sat there long when 2 soldiers came by. He knew that they were officers, and so their pockets, cha-ching, would be full of money. They saw Till sitting there in his funny old country-style hat and started to laugh at him. So Till said, oh, yeah, you think my hat's funny, do you? Yeah? Well, I can show you that this hat's not just any old hat. This hat's worth a lot of money, you know. If you don't believe me, come into this inn and have a meal with me. The soldiers thought they had nothing to lose and said, right, you'll pay, will you? Oh, yeah. Don't worry about that, said Till. And all 3 went inside to eat. The 2 soldiers sat down, and Till went over and had a quick chat with the landlady and gave her the 4 shillings. The dinner was served, and it was excellent. Soup, beef, roast potatoes, lovely pies and puddings, and plenty to drink. The 2 soldiers sat there laughing and smacking their lips. Oh, yeah. Yeah, lovely meal, lovely meal. Yes. And when they'd finished, Till called the landlady over and said, how much money do you want for the meal? And the landlady said, 4 shillings. At that, Till took off his hat and turned it round 4 times on the end of his finger. Thank you, sir, said the landlady, and went back to her business. Of course, Till had given her the 4 shillings before, hadn't he? But the officers were amazed. Staggering! What a wonderful hat! You've got an incredible hat there, old boy, they said. Ah, well, said Till, there you have it, lads. Now you see what I meant when I said this hat's worth a lot. I tell you, if I had all the money that people have said they'd give me for this hat, I'd be a rich man today. So one of the soldiers said, if I offered you some money, would you sell your hat? With a hat like yours, we'd never go hungry, would we? So Till said he might and he might not, and he pretended he wasn't really interested, so as to make the 2 soldiers offer even more money. But in the end he said, all right, and he sold them the hat for 40 shillings. The next day, the soldiers came back to the inn with a big group of their friends and ordered a huge banquet. Till hid in a cupboard to watch what was going on. The dinner went on and on for ages. At the end, one of the soldiers asked the landlady, how much? 8 shillings, said the landlady. So the soldier started turning the hat round and round. 8 shillings, I said the landlady, and the soldier went on turning the hat round and round. The landlady got cross. I don't know what you think you're doing, twiddling your silly hat round and round. I want my money. If you don't pay up, I'll have you arrested. There was nothing for it. The fella had to pay up. And everyone sat there mocking him and turning their hats round and round and laughing their heads off. The two soldiers left the inn in a fury. "If I see that fellow who sold us that hat, I'll have him arrested, put in chains and flung into prison." Till sat still in the cupboard, grinning all over his face. So I said to Horst, "Did they catch him?" "You wait and see," said Horst, and he went straight on with the story. In time, Till travelled on to Brandenburg, where he spent all his money on food and drink and having a good time, until in the end, the money ran out. So he had to think of something else to do. One person he had met in Brandenburg was a master baker, a big, rich man who was always boasting, saying, "I'm the biggest and best baker around." When Till met him one day in the market square, he said, "I hear you're looking for someone to help you in the bakery. I'm a baker from a village on the other side of Germany. Can I do the job?" The man looked Till up and down and said, "Right, I'll take you on." "Where's your shop, sir?" said Till. "Over there," said the baker. "You see where that window goes right down to the ground? Go right in there and present yourself to my wife." So Till strode across the market square, and when he got to the window, he just walked straight into it, smashed it to pieces, and went on into the bakery. The baker's wife was there. "What's going on?" she yelled. "What do you think you're doing? You've just smashed our best window. What are you, some kind of idiot?" "Madam," said Till, "I have only done as I was told. Your husband, the master baker, told me to walk into your shop where the window goes down to the ground. So I did." Of course, the woman couldn't say anything to that. A few minutes later, the master baker himself came in. What the devil's going on here?" he roared. "Ah, master," said Till, "I'm glad you've come. You can explain to your good wife how you told me to walk into your shop just where the window goes down to the ground. I've done just as you told me, haven't I, sir? That's all I want, to do exactly what you tell me to do, sir." At first, the master baker was furious, but then he thought, hang on, perhaps I've got a really good man here, a man who does exactly as he's told. So he decided to keep Till on. After all, he might make more money out of someone like this. "Now then," said the man, "I want you to watch the shop for now, and tonight I want you to get on with the baking. Do you understand me?" "Of course," said Till. What do you want me to bake?" The master baker looked amazed. "What do I want you to bake? You're a baker and you don't know what to bake? I want you to bake owls and monkeys, don't I? Now, get down to it, son. I'll have a shop full of customers in the morning." That night, Till went downstairs to bake, and the master baker went to bed. But Till didn't bake bread and rolls, which is what the master baker really wanted. He shaped the dough into little bread owls and little bread monkeys and baked them. When it was all finished, there were rows and rows of owls and monkeys. The shop was full of them. In the morning, the master baker came down, and the first thing he saw was all those owls and monkeys. He flew into a rage. "What have you done? Are you crazy or something? You'll ruin my business. All the housewives will be here soon to get their bread, and all I'll have for them is this. First you smashed my front window, and now you bake this nonsense. What in heaven's name made you do it?" "Well, master," said Till, "what you said was, I want you to bake owls and monkeys. So I only did as I was told." "Oh, you know very well I didn't mean that, you great lump of an idiot, you. Now just get yourself and your backside out of here, and you can take your infernal owls and monkeys with you, for all I care. I've got to close the shop today, thanks to you. One broken window and no bread. What a day, what a day." So Till calmly collected up all the little bread owls and monkeys and took them off to the market. There he set himself up and called out, "Owls and monkeys, funny bread, come and buy, come and buy." And what do you know? People laughed at Till's funny bread, and children begged their mums and dads to buy them funny bread. Soon Till was selling away like mad, and when the master baker looked out of his shop and saw Till selling owls and monkeys, there was nothing he could do. Because hadn't he told Till to clear out of his shop, taking all his owls and monkeys with him? Wasn't Till doing just what he had been told? "Wow, how much money did Till make that day?" said my brother. "I'm not absolutely sure," said Horst. "I don't remember exactly, but I know he did very well for himself. But then, on the other hand, he knew he couldn't stay in Brandenburg very long, or both the soldiers and the master baker would be on his tail." Just then, I heard my dad calling. "Huh? Aha!" said Horst. "That's your dad on your tails. You'd better go and see what he wants." So both of us were out the door in a flash.